ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Very special edition of the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. I'm so excited that you're here for us. It is a special event. If you're listening to us and watching us live, it is Monday. If you're catching us later on, it's the beginning of October. Fall is in the air. Life is happening. And fall is all about new beginnings. To me, the leaves change. We go into winter and we emerge in the spring as new people. It's my birthday. It's a celebration. And everybody deserves a new beginning. We are a place for artists to talk about art. And when I heard about The Lost Holiday, my old friend Jussie Smollett, who I had the chance to meet many moons ago, has a new movie out with the incredible Vivica A. And I thought everyone deserves a chance to tell their story, make their art. And that's what the Roundtable is all about. So this special edition, we are going to have Jussie Smollett here. If you like what you're watching, and this is the first time you've joined us, you can follow me on Instagram at Robert M. Bannon. And every day we have a new episode of the Roundtable over on the Broadway Podcast Network. On Fridays, we're over on Broadway World. And we are also on YouTube. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're looking for the movie, if you're a gay couple, if you're a gay mom, if you're a gay best friend, if you're an ally, if you're just somebody who's looking for something good and you love Vivica Fox like I do, well, then we got the movie for you. Written, directed, and starring Jussie Smollett. Jussie joins us. And I'm proud that we're a safe space for artists to talk about art. That is what this show is all about. So thank you for being here and take a peek. I had the privilege of being with our next guest. I went to his album release in New York because Brian Terrell Clark wrote music for it. And I went and I showed up and I was like, we love Jussie. And he sings, y'all. And look at us. I looked skinny back then. Look at me looking skinny. And now he is making movies, y'all, that are out with Auntie Vivica A. Fox. And this is the show where the gay kids come to play. So and did you go to Paramus Catholic, like a Jersey kid?
I did.
You did not.
I did, yeah. Paramus Catholic High School, class of 2000.
Come on, Paramus, right off Route 4. I'm a Bergen County boy.
Yes, right off Route 4, exactly.
Come on now.
Exactly.
So wait, you wrote this movie? You starred in this movie?
Yes, co-wrote the film with Jarrell Chesney, directed the film, produced the film along with Mona Scott Young, Tressa Smallwood. Vivica is a producer on it, Tom Wilson, Eddie Mack, my mother, a lot of great people, and then got the opportunity to star in it as well, opposite the great Vivica A. Fox. Who wakes up in the morning and just says, I'm going to do a movie with Vivica? I do. So it was incredible. It was a wonderful experience. At this point, she's just like America's aunt. You know what I'm saying? Like the best. Like our answer to like Auntie May, where she's just the best of the best of the best, the best of the best.
I don't know about you, but I quote her I say, put that where back there all the time.
Listen, I say collusion all the time from Set It Off, all the time. And now because we've been doing the film, she says "strange" a lot, which is from Two Can Play That Game. So it's like I find myself when she's looking good, I'm like "strange."
When Two Can Play That Game, when she says you don't break up with your man in your house, you break up in his house because then he could break his own shit.
And then you leave, and then you can leave. And the way that she dealt with that bona fide blank Connie, okay, who we love, Gabrielle Union. We love Gabrielle Union, but she took care of Connie. Listen, I could go all day with Vivica's characters, the legendary characters that she's had, that she's played. And that's what I keep saying, like for The Lost Holiday, we didn't want to make a film that Vivica Fox was in. We wanted to make a Vivica Fox film. And there's a difference.
I get that.
Yeah.
Now, The Lost Holiday is out right now. You can see it.
It
is. So you could be going to the movie theater and buying some popcorn and living your best life like you should be.
You could be going to the movies, living your best gay theater experience life right now.
Okay, here's my thing. This is real talk about the gay life movie.
Yes.
This movie, as I read, is about a mother who loses her child and finds out that her son was married and she did not know.
Well, not only was married, but was married to a man. Right. And so yeah, basically the story is Cassandra Marshall, played by Vivica A. Fox. She, unfortunately loses her son, who she's been estranged from for almost a decade. She loses him right before, on like the eve of the U.S. holiday season. So she comes to Los Angeles from Detroit to handle his arrangements and realizes that they're already being handled by her son's husband, who she knew nothing about, and I play the husband. So it really is this, it's in the realm of, you know, the soul foods and the stepmoms and the Still Magnolias and all of those films that, you know, we grew up loving and maybe not seeing. Sorry, I just got out of the shower and I've been helping my sister move, so I'm sweating a little bit. But maybe we grew up watching those films and not seeing gay characters, bi characters, trans characters, lesbian characters in those films, but we were still able to identify with them, right? Because we identified with love and joy and family and friendship and loss and all of those things in between. So that's why I feel like this film, what we've seen is it's been really great at showing people how much more alike we are than not, regardless of sexuality, of race, of gender, of religion, of culture, whatever that may be. That is, we are so much more alike than not. And I really think that we're seeing that with this film. Like everybody is, we've screened it in Miami, in Seattle, in London, in DC, in Atlanta, in Los Angeles, in Detroit and New York, and every single room was packed, standing room. But it wasn't one particular people, it was everybody. And to me, that is a testament to the story that is broad in the way that we can identify with these people. So I hope that people get that.
Well, what I'm moved, I was like sent from the gay gods above, because when I saw this preview, and you know, I'm from Jersey, but I am sitting in Detroit, Michigan right now.
Oh my God, what on earth?
I'm getting married to my man in May in Jersey. And it's a whole thing. I'm not trying to talk race and all of this, but sometimes religion and race and family dynamics, no matter what, are a big thing. So you tackling this, a lot of people in the queer community in Detroit, in New York, in LA, across this country, deal with the estrangement of their parents. Now, that's not your experience. So how did you come up with this story?
You know, it's not my experience, but it somewhat is my experience that people don't really know. You know, I've never been estranged from my mother, of course, but I've been estranged from my father. And a big part of that for me was his idea of homosexuality as I was growing up. And then when I got older, it was kind of like, well, I don't need to be around that because I'm an adult. I can do my own thing. I don't have to be here or do this with you. So we were estranged for some time. But honestly, the movie is really based on my mother's story. My mother, who, as a Black woman in the late 1970s, the mid 1970s, she married into a non-Black family and raised us throughout the 80s and the 90s. And, you know, Lord knows she's still raising us to this day. But you know, that wasn't always easy. Look, it's not easy necessarily right now to navigate, you know, interracial relationships or gay relationships or whatever that may be. But it was even more difficult back then. And I saw the things that she went through and I saw the things that she went through, and I also heard the things that she went through. But then after my father passed, I wasn't able to make amends with my father before he passed the way that I would have liked to, right? And, you know, we made amends, but not in the way, there were still things that were left unsaid, a lot of things that were left unsaid. So for me, what inspired me was seeing my mother bond with my father's mother, my grandmother, and see that over the last decade since he's been gone, they're like the best of friends now. Like my birthday dinner a couple of months ago, like they're there together, just, you know, and so that was really the inspiration for Cassandra and Jason, Vivica's character and my character in the film. But then going further, you know, as a gay man, a lot of my mentors, you know, were in the 80s at the height of the AIDS pandemic. They lost a lot of partners, and they lost people, and they were extracted from those people's lives. They were extracted from those people's legacies and not allowed to go into the room, not allowed to go into the hospital room, not allowed to say a proper goodbye, maybe extracted from their whole story. And yet the way that they tell these stories, they're so hopeful, and they found joy, and they found a way to celebrate their loved ones on their terms, even still. And so all of those elements inspired this film. So, you know, I hope that this was my little way of trying to pay homage to all of these incredible stories.
Well, I promise you, we're going to see it this weekend.
Thank you.
It's in Michigan. It's around this country. If there's an AMC, you need to look it up. You need to go support it.
Look it up. And if it's not at your local theater, because we are an indie film and we are a limited release, but if it's not at your local theater, email them, call them, let them know that you want to see them. Because even if you don't see it now, you'll see it at a point. It'll be on streaming next year. It'll be doing all of those good things. But you know, we need the support of the community. We want the support of the community. So I'm so grateful to be talking to you, Robert.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to be talking to you because we love your work. We love your music. The music is out, like the other album, and the new music is out. You wrote music for the film. The word on the street is you just did it all.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of that is because I can, but a lot of that also was from not having the budget, child. Not having the budget. And literally having to just do it ourselves, as we know that sometimes we have to, you know, as artists, we have to do it ourselves. But I have such an incredible support system for the production as well as the music. David Michael Ott, Adiv, you know, we have Tone Stith, we have Robin Hood, we have Melody Ray, just amazing, amazing musicians, artists from all walks of life. You know, that's just what we're doing. But my music is coming out this year. Before the year is in, I'll drop an album. I'll be dropping an album because I just been scared. I've been scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Come on.
Scared.
You got to stay up to follow on Instagram so you know what's going on. And like I said, your film, and you pulled out some stops with this cast because there's a lot of hello people that pop in that we've seen on a lot of movies, and out from housewives to TV stars to movie stars. But this is your baby. Like, how do you know how hard it is to write a movie and then get the money and then get it distributed?
Yeah, I mean, I do know. I do. But at the same time, I get off on that type of thing. You know, the grind of, you know, making it happen, putting it together. That's why I think that at my core, I'm a director, I'm a producer, you know, because I really do enjoy getting it from point A to point Z. You know, like, now it's time to watch this film. You know, every single person that was called, every single person that's in this film, a phone call was made. The phone was picked up and was called. I called Leslie David Baker, the great Leslie David Baker from The Office, that played Stanley in The Office, and was like, "Will you play our therapist?" You know, and I called Vivica personally. I called, you know, Cynthia Bailey is one of my dear friends, and I was like, "Yo, can you just do a cameo? It's a small role. It won't take up a lot of your time. I know how busy you are. Will you do the small role?" But all of them were just so wonderful, just so impactful. You know, Jabari Redd and Miriam Hyman and Brittany Hall, like, and Marquise Vilsón, who literally is truly a legend within our community. And I cannot wait for everybody to just continue to see all of the incredible work that he does. He was in B-Boy Blues with me. I have never done a project. I haven't directed a project since B-Boy Blues that Marquise has not been in. And I love when Marquise is around, because Marquise says all of the things that I want to say and don't necessarily, I'm not always able to say, but Marquise will come out there and just gives no shits about being powerful and righteous, but also is just a damn good actor, you know? And we've been able to represent, you know, in this film, we love the heteros, but they are the minorities in this film, you know, and we love them. We love all people. We do. But at the same time, we have trans representation. We have lesbian representation. We have, you know, queer man representation. We have bisexual representation. We have all of that. And I think that that's important. I think that the world wants to see people that live and love like them. They also want to see people that live and love not like them, you know? 100%.
That's what moves me. And I was going to say that to you because as somebody, you know, I have a beautiful man of color that's my fiance.
All right. Okay.
I know a little bit about some Landry's seasoned salt now because I'm living here in Detroit.
Not Landry's, it's Lowry's.
That's what I always say. See, Jussie, you can take the white out of New Jersey, but you can't take... He's going to die because I say it all the time. All right.
It's all right.
Let's go back to the movie.
Oh God, I'm calling it Landry's from now on.
It's Landry's.
I'm calling it Landry's from now on.
But knowing that us in this time, how important it is that we have representation on screen. I don't get to grow up and see my love story on a lot of movies. I don't get to see it on television. I don't get to hear it.
But here's the thing, and that's the reason why we do what we do. Because, and I say this often, I love that you just said that, because if I would have seen certain characters that I've been blessed enough to play, or certain characters that I've been blessed enough to create, if I had seen those characters when I was younger, I probably would have had a different understanding of who I was earlier on. And it's the reason why I say that everybody's gonna be all right. It's not some ulterior motive. It literally is just showing the world as we are. You know, the world is not one color. The world is not one sexual orientation. The world is not one religion or culture or complexion, you know, or complexion or body type or whatever. It's just not. And until we start seeing a reflection of the world as it actually is, we will always be talking at each other instead of talking to each other. Always.
That's it. And it moves me because as I teach here in Detroit, I taught in New Jersey, I teach middle school. A lot of the kids I'm out and they all come to me and they talk to me about their family. They talk about not being able to be represented. They want to hide their rainbow flags. They want to hide their crushes, their loves, because their family doesn't. And seeing something like this or hearing the representation you have given all these years gives people the ability and the okay to be who they are.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Thank you. And the same to you. Same to you. These types of spaces where we can have conversations, where we can have a safe space and there's no attacks, there's none of that stuff, and it all is love. That is what we need more of. I really do believe that. We're in a time right now, and I'm telling you, everybody, I hear so many people in so much pain, but what I know is that hate is a very, very desperate thing. Hate is a desperate thing, and man, I'm telling you, hate is hanging on by a motherfucking string right now. And that's why it's holding on for dear life, and it's trying so hard to keep piercing love. But I'm telling you, love, the world is not falling apart. The world is healing itself. That's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing.
And sometimes we got to get through all the bullshit to get to where we, and I think that's what
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Look, if you would have told me as a kid that this guy right here would have been on my show.
Goodbye.
Come on. And we would have talked about Landry's Lowry season salt together and the gay movies. Come on, Jussie.
Robert, what is wrong with you?
I'm a nut.
Not the Mighty Ducks. Listen, I'm waiting for the Mighty Ducks to them to do the Mighty Ducks on Ice or live on Broadway or something like that. Yeah.
Will you come back? Will you do it on Ice?
You know, maybe not on Ice, but maybe on Broadway.
Oh, deal. We'll take it. I'll take it. I'm ready.
Maybe not on Ice.
I want to say thank you for entertaining us. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the representation.
Thank
you for the movie, everybody. Go see the movie. The movie is out. The Lost Holiday, a family love story. Can we just talk about how we should all be in family love and support and be there for one another?
It's all we have, you know. And the thing is that a family can be your blood. A family is also what you make it. And I know that there are villages out there, there are communities out there that want to give love, that want to show love and show up and support our young people, but not just our young people, our elders as well. Because our elders are also in a position where sometimes they're just figuring it out. They're just coming to terms with who they are. So it's actually our generation that are going to be the ones to really spread the love for the elders and the youngsters, because we're right in the middle and we understand what it is to be tossed aside. And we also understand what it means when, look, who is there to tell us that our lives, that our relationships have value, that have morals, that they have scruples, if everyone who's supposed to be teaching us those things believe that they have no value, that they have no morals, that they have no scruples. So for that, it's why it's so important to walk down and tell every single child, every single youngster, every single elder that you see, yo, you're necessary, you're worthy of love, you're necessary to be here, because this world isn't easy, man. This world is not easy. And so you see people, check in on your people, because you never know what they're dealing with.
You know, I learned something from my man's when there was family issues, when people didn't understand our wedding, when people were not sure about it.
Yeah.
I would get really hurt and upset. And he said to me, if we want them to understand us and accept us, we have to understand and accept where they're coming from.
You have to understand it as long as it doesn't make you have to minimize who you are. You know what I mean? But we all need a little bit of grace. We all need a little bit of grace. And again, I don't want to be talked at. I don't want to talk at anyone either. I want to have a conversation. I want to talk to you. I want to sit down and be like, what's your life like? Because I guarantee you that society will have us believing that somehow we have less in common than we do. But it's not until we sit down and we have a meal or we have just a conversation. We're like, yo, you went through that with your man? I went through that with my man. You went through that with your girl? I went through that, you know, and we find so much common ground. You know, I grew up in a time that was a little bit different from now, but I also, you know, I remember like when I played Jamal on Empire, I used to hear everyone would come, and sometimes they were sad stories, sometimes they were triumphant stories, but they were always stories of their coming out stories, right? Mm-hmm. And now what we're seeing with the Lost Holiday is so many stories of grief. So we're having these stories of these people sharing their stories of grief, sharing the things that they've gone through, sharing how they have maybe made amends with people that they didn't realize that they could. And it's so incredible to know how art really does change things. And it does. It does. It opens up people's minds.
And the work you're doing is changing the world for the better, and it's representing.
Thank you, brother.
Let's go. Look, if you're in Jersey in May, you make a left at Paramus Catholic, just come to the wedding. Just come on down.
We might have to do that. I will come and see you before I go back to Paramus Catholic. For sure. For fucking sure. Have a feeling I'd have more fun with you.
Well, we're here for it. We thank you for what you do. Thank you for making art. Thank you for sticking and hanging in with us and being here today. Love to your family, to your sister who's moving. Y'all are talented.
They are literally, I should turn this around and just show y'all what is happening right now.
They are talented.
We are literally moving. Like I'm
family.
Like
where's
we're
the
working. I had to throw on a shirt and be like, I have an interview. And then they just came in and moved all of the shit. So this is what's happening. This is why we're sweating. This is why we're doing all of this type of stuff, because I'm trying to be cute while we're actually moving.
No, let's move. Let's go. Pack the boxes. Pack the
boxes.
And then make them some Landry Lowry season.
You know what? I'm about to go make some food right now, and I'm gonna use your Landry's. I'm not gonna use Lowry's. I'm using Landry's, brother.
Jussie Smollett, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Much
more.
Go
to the movie, support, and much love. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. God bless y'all.